you guys again. Hey, that got caught up. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. We are here. We are open. We are Scooby doing it with Sherlock, Watson, you guys, Scott, and myself, and we are back. And yes, I have the same outfit on for my Sunday Fun Day school because I had to rush from church right on over here for you guys because I promised you. So we are back with the homie, with our boo, Mr. Sherlock. And this is a vulnerable moment. Scott, are you ready for a vulnerable moment? Did you look at the title?
I see.
Sherlock almost became a crackhead, y'all.
Well, that wouldn't have been good.
No, the world would have been different. Like, ooh, it's like the butterfly effect, but backwards. It would have been so bad if he had succumbed to his, addiction. But remember, I tell y'all, my guy, when he bored, likes to do a little booger sugar. He likes to be like, and that's not like he has allergies. It's like he has a drug problem. So, well, he almost had one. We're going to get to that. So, but the title of today's live really is like the story I'm reading or I'm retelling is The Adventure of the Missing 3/4. Do you know what that is, Scott?
The Adventure of the Missing 3/4.
But a 3/4. Do you know what a 3/4 is?
I don't.
Well,
That I do.
That's crazy, but you're about to find out. Okay, you ready? Let's get it. Okay, so Sherlock and Watson are sitting around and this letter comes and some dude is like, oh my God, I need some help. You gonna help me, period. And Watson is like looking at Sherlock and he was like, okay, we got something going on, because what Watson reveals is they hadn't had a lot going on for a lot of days. Like they were just bored. Like before, remember, like Sherlock before was like, don't come bothering me, baby. I'm busy. I got too much to do. I got too much going on. Well, now the reverse is happening. Like y'all see how my coat is like white over here, black over here, and it's like reverse. That's what's going on in Sherlock's life right now. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's butterfly effect in reverse. Reverse. So, Watson is like, it's been really boring. And this part, like when we do this, when it gets like this, Sherlock gets a little crazy. And there was that one time, and I'm gonna read it for y'all. There was that one time. Here we go. Let's talk about that one time. Things are indeed very slow with us, and I learned to dread such periods of inaction, for I knew by experience that my companion's brain was so abnormally active that it was dangerous to leave it without material upon which to work. For years, I gradually weaned him from the drug mania, which had threatened once to check his remarkable career. He almost became a crackhead, y'all. Now, I knew that under ordinary conditions, he no longer craved for this artificial stimulus. But I was well aware that the fiend was not dead or unalive. Ooh, I forget that you can't say that, even when you read and you quoting and whatnot. Excuse me, YouTube. I'm sorry. My bad. I was reading Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, though. Was not unalive but sleeping. And I have known that the sleep was a light one, and the waking near when in periods of idleness. I have seen the drawn look upon Holmes' face and the brooding of his deep-set and inscrutable eyes. Therefore, I bless this Mr. Overton, whoever he might be, since he had come with his enigmatic message to break that dangerous calm, which brought more peril to my friend than the storms of his tempestuous life. basically what Watson was saying was there was a time where Sherlock's drug addiction almost got out of hand. Okay. And he had to bring them back. Like, sir, if you don't get off them drugs, I don't know who he would tell because Sherlock is his own person, but he was like, you need to get off them drugs, sir. Get off of them. You can do better than that. So, here come Overton. So, like, not too long after the letter come, and after Watson was like, "Oh, thank God," so he don't go back to the trap house no more. Here comes Overton. He a big dude, and so he comes in and he just starts just laying his burdens down, talking about and this person and that person and this person and that person. And Sherlock is just looking at him like, sir, who the hell are these people that you're naming? Like, he just dropping name and dropping name and dropping name and dropping name. And so Sherlock is like, sir, who are these people? Because you just saying them like I'm supposed to know them. And Overton just looking at him like, you don't know these people I'm talking about. And Sherlock's like, no, sir. Do I look like I know them? And so Overton is like, so you don't follow rugby? You like the only person in the UK who don't follow semi-professional rugby. And Holmes is like, sir, I didn't mark this to be read. But basically Sherlock was like, sir, I got way more shit to do than to sit here and watch you people crash into each other. Like, sir, I'm solving king mysteries, sir. I'm out here solving real crimes, and you over here talking about you don't know rugby players. Sir, I got other stuff to do. I get paid, baby. I get paid. I mean, they got paid too, but Sherlock like, baby, I do real stuff. I use my mind, baby. And so he's like, why don't you slow it down and tell me what the hell your problem is? Like, just slow it down. Because Watson also was dragging the homie by saying this man was not smart. He was all brawn, no brains. Like, he did not know what was going on, honey. He was barely with us. So, so he was like, slow it down and tell me what do you want? And so the dude was like, okay. He was like, look, we got a game tomorrow. And the person, our lead star, like our lead person, who's a lead football athlete right now? Because I don't watch sports either. I get where Sherlock was coming from.
Patrick Mahomes.
It's like Patrick Mahomes missing. He just is like right before, what's the biggest All-Star weekend? No, what's the biggest
Super Bowl?
Oh, I didn't know what player this was. It's like the day before the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes come up missing. I don't know if y'all know who this person is, but I don't. And so Scott does. So it's like that person disappearing the day before the game. And so this dude is like, look, dude is supposed to be here. And he was in the hotel. And this is the coach, by the way. I went to go check on the people, the night before, just to hype them up. The game coming tomorrow. We gotta, it's rugby. We playing without helmets. We football with no helmets and stuff. We ain't got no gear. We just piling on each other. We gotta get a pump for that. Are you pumped, Scott? Are y'all pumped? Because get pumped. And so he was like, when I went in there, he was looking a little pale. And he was looking like his face it wasn't a happy, he didn't look happy to see me like he normally did. It was just, he looked real pale. He looked like he was upset a lot. And so, I was like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, oh, my head hurt. Oh, my head hurt. Which could be true because they're playing without helmets in rugby. So anything's possible. And so he was like, okay, cool. So he left him. He was like, well, get a good night's sleep because I need you to get out there to that game. And even if your head hurt, don't worry. When them other men pile on top of you and you don't have a helmet, your head gonna hurt anyway. So just get ready to be out there. And so he left the dude. Now from the front desk dude, he finds out that some man ran up in there. Well, first a letter came. And the dude who delivered the letter, the dude who delivered the letter was like, I don't know, if he sent the letter back, he told me he would take care of it. Then, so the front desk dude was sitting up there. Then some man come later on, late at night. And all of a sudden, the star dude was like, oh, I gotta go, baby. And he just runs out with this man. He just runs out into the night with this man. We don't know what was going on. And so old boy was like, I went to Scotland Yard because I need this player to be out there. And, the detectives over at Scotland Yard said, go find Sherlock because we don't know. And so he was like, sir, I'm over here. Scotland Yard sent me and told me to come find you so you can help me find this football player or rugby player so we can win our game tomorrow. And Sherlock was like, okay. He was like, well, if the man was that desperate to leave the day before the game and y'all don't know where this man is, he ain't coming back. Y'all team probably gonna lose. Let's just circle that square right there. Sherlock's like, let's call a thing, baby. Y'all just gonna lose tomorrow. So let's get over it. Let's accept it and let's move on. So he was like, okay, I ain't got nothing going on. And I almost became a crackhead again. But this is good. It gives me something to do because an idle mind is the devil playground. My grandmama always used to say. So let's get on the case. So guess what, y'all? We're on the case. So, we have to go back to where all this stuff started. So let us get back to that hotel. So we're on to the hotel and we're just hanging out at the hotel. And Sherlock is like, baby, I got to start asking these people questions. So first he asked the front desk dude, and the front desk dude pretty much repeated what old boy had said. Overton had said. He's like, yeah, first a letter came, then this weird dude came, and boom. So Sherlock was like, call back that dude that delivered the letter. So they get the porter is what they were called. So the delivery guy, just pretend the Uber guy comes back and Sherlock is like, what happened? Did you read the letter? The dude had not. He was like, did you see him like write anything? And the porter was like, yeah, he wrote over there on that table. So Sherlock was like, period. So Sherlock gets over there and he pulls up the thing from under there and girl, there was an imprint. There's an imprint. We can read it. Oh my God. And it was like, stand up for us, something or other. And so Sherlock was like, oh, it's more than one person over here. He might have been kidnapped. We don't know what the hell is going on. Oh, this is getting good. Thank God I didn't become a crackhead again. And so Sherlock was like, let's go on down to the post office real quick. Let's go on over there. So, he was like, okay, Watson, and y'all and us. He was like, y'all just go with me. Follow my story, baby. Just follow me because I'm good at it. I'm good at this. This is me, baby. I got this. And so, he went up to the girl and he was like, let me tell you something. I just sent the letter off. And the person that I sent the letter off to did not reply, and I need their reply. Can you help me figure out why they didn't reply? Can you go back to my message and figure out, if I reply? He gave the name, he gave the time because it's Sherlock. He know everything. And the lady was like, oh, yeah, no, there's no sender on this. So Sherlock was like, okay, cool. He was like, but could you just dig a little bit? And boom, here is an address to a doctor. So Sherlock goes back to the hotel. He rumbling through the stuff. He finds that doctor's name on a receipt. So he asked the manager, he was like, can I keep the stuff that's in here? I'm going to need the stuff that I got from in here. And so the manager was like, yes, take the shit. It's fine. I don't care. While he's rumbling through the room, here comes some crazy man. Here come a crazy man. Now, I forgot to put this out there. I figured it would come eventually. But the dude that we looking for, he got a very rich uncle. But the uncle is miserly, meaning he don't spend no money, he don't get no money, nothing. He don't get no money for nothing. He keep all that money hoarded like Scrooge McDuck. He don't get no money up. He like, I don't care. And the poor guy who we looking for, he was an orphan. So this little boy that went like Oliver Twist and had to live in orphanages because his uncle was like stingy, and he was like, I don't care. Oh well, you good. You got this. So that uncle is now busting into this hotel room talking about, I heard y'all hired a detective. I ain't paying for nothing. That's how stingy he is. What you got, Scott?
Stingy.
Okay, I'm gonna read some of it because I like the uncle. He was funny to me. Okay, so this the uncle. So here come the uncle. And so Sherlock is just looking at him like, sir, there's a whole missing man the day before his game, and clearly something was wrong with this man, and you don't give a damn. Mind you, that the one we looking for is going to inherit the uncle's money because he was too cheap to get married. He said, I ain't giving my money to nobody. I'm gonna die with it. Ooh, unalive with it. Sorry, YouTube. Anyway. So here come the uncle. I'm here for the uncle, honey. Nothing of the sort, screamed the little man. Don't look to me for a penny. Not a penny. You understand that, Mr. Detective? I am all the family this young man has got. And I tell you that I am not responsible. The homie said, I don't care, honey. I ain't paying for nothing. The money I was born with, baby, I'm going to go in the grave with. Period. If he has any expectations, it is due to the fact that I have never wasted money. Meaning he only inherited something because I didn't hoarded all this money. And I do not propose to begin to do so now. As those papers with which you are making so free, I may tell you that in case there should be anything of any value among you, you will be held strictly to account for what you do with them. Very good, said Sherlock. May I ask in the meanwhile whether you yourself have any theory to account for this young man's disappearance? No, sir, I have not. This man is irate. Nobody asked him to spend no money, but he just want to act a fool anyway. Okay. No, sir, I have not. He is big enough and old enough to look after himself. This is the part I love right here. This is it. And I'm using this. I'm taking this one. Okay, wait. He is big enough and old enough to look after himself. And if he is so foolish as to lose himself, I entirely refuse to accept the responsibility of hunting for him. Sir, you think he just vanished inside himself? Like, sir, how do you lose yourself? Period. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use that one up. I quite understand your position, said Holmes, with a mischievous twinkle in his eye. Holmes like, I don't give a damn what this man is talking about. Girl, whatever. Perhaps you don't quite understand mine. Godfrey Stannis appears to have been a poor man. That's his name. His name is Godfrey. If he has been kidnapped, it could not have been for anything which he himself possesses. The fame of your wealth has gone abroad, Lord Mount James, and it is entirely possible that a gang of thieves have secured your nephew in order to gain from him some information as to your house, your habits, and your treasure. Period. Shut him down. He like, sir, I don't think it's about him. He ain't got no money. He broke. If anybody was gonna snatch this little boy up, it's because of you. And he know all your house, how much money you got. He know it all because he is gonna inherit it all. So you over here not concerned about him, but you probably need to be concerned about him because you next, sir. Period. Shut him down. I'm still here for that lose. If he lost himself, there ain't nothing I can do about it. period. And so watch the homie change his mind. The face of our unpleasant little visitor turned as white as his neckcloth. Oh. Heavens, sir, what an idea. I never thought of such villainy. What inhuman rogues there are in the world. But Godfrey is a fine lad, a staunch lad. Nothing would induce him to give his old uncle away. Yes, he could, because you cheap. I'll have the plate moved over to the bank this evening. In the meantime, spare no pains, Mr. Detective. I beg you to leave no stone unturned to bring him safely back. As to the money, well, so far as a $5 or a $10 goes, you can look to me. So you came up in there talking about what money you wasn't going to spend and ended up talking about, well, I'm going to spend it all, baby, because it's about me now. Ooh, they're going to try to come get me. Okay. So Sherlock really out of it, figures out that this man don't know nothing, okay? He don't know not a damn thing. He just over there just spouting and acting a fool because he's scared he's going to have to spend $2 to help find his nephew who is lost, like for real. And who is he's inherited, like, never mind. So anyway, so Sherlock was like, okay, no, they're there. Let's keep going. So he's looking at this doctor because this doctor name just keep coming up. He's like, who the hell is this doctor here? I gotta find this man. He everywhere. So Sherlock leaves Watson. He's like, just stay here. I got things to do. And so he starts investigating into this doctor. And so eventually he comes to Watson. He was like, hey, come with me and peep this doctor thing out. And so they go to meet the doctor whose name is all up in there. He's like, let's go confront this man. So they go. And I'm going to read you a part because the doctor was not here for Sherlock. He must have known that Sherlock almost was a crackhead or something. I don't know why this man didn't like him, but he did not like this man. Okay. You ready for it, Scott? Y'all ready?
All right.
I have heard your name, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, and I'm aware of your profession, one of which I by no means approve. Okay, he said, I don't like you. I know what you do. I don't care. I don't put no respect on your name. Sir, why are you even talking to me? That's a first, right? Most people be like, oh, can you help me? This man was like, get the hell away from me. So, in that, doctor, you will find yourself in agreement with every criminal in the country, my friend said quietly. So, as far as your efforts are directed towards the suppression of crime, sir, they must have the support of every reasonable member of the community, though I cannot doubt that the official machinery is amply sufficient for the purpose. Where your calling is more open to criticism is when you pry into the secrets of private individuals. When you rake up family matters which are better hidden, and you incidentally waste the time of men who are more busy than yourself. He's saying, baby, I ain't got time to be talking to you. All you do, you're nosy. You be all up in everybody's business. And then while you all up in the business, you interrupted me from doing what the hell I'm supposed to do. I'm a doctor. I'm supposed to be delivering babies or, I don't know, giving epidurals, doing something. Giving shots, doing whatever, but not talking to you, sir. Wait. At the present moment, for example, I should be writing a treatise instead of conversing with you. He's saying I'm supposed to be writing prescriptions instead of sitting here talking to your goofy ass. That's how he talked to our man Sherlock. I'm upset, but we'll understand why he talked like that in the end. Just trust me. So Sherlock, tries to get some information. He's like, well, sir, have you seen him as a patient? It looks like this man was sick. The last time people saw him, he was all pale and looking washed out. Maybe can you tell me if this man is sick? And the doctor's like, didn't I tell you I'm busy? I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never seen this man as a patient before. So Sherlock is like, then what's this? What's this? What's this receipt with your name on it? What's this receipt? Pretend like this is a receipt. What's this receipt with your name on it? Okay? I come with receipts. My name's Sherlock, baby. You said you knew me. And so the man was like, he just got pissed. The doctor just got mad. He was like, shut up. And so Sherlock was like, well, maybe he reached out to you, before, he disappeared. Maybe he reached out to you. Maybe that happened. And the man was like, he ain't ever reached out to me. I don't even know him. I don't even know where that receipt came from. So Sherlock was like, what's this? What's this letter thing? What's this? What's this? And so the man finally was like, guards, come get him out. Take him out. Because I told him I was busy. I told him I ain't had time today. Or ever. And so we got to bounce. We got to go, y'all. And so we leave. And Sherlock does a couple of more things, like a couple of days, he kind of gone. He doing things. He trying to figure this out. He like, baby, this crazy. This crazy. Everybody trying to stonewall me. This crazy. Where this man at? Oh, by the way, the team lost the game. Whoops. It happens. It's okay. It's okay. They knew. He warned them. And if they came to terms with it, they would have known too. So Sherlock comes in one day and he's like, Watson, you ain't gonna believe what happened. He was like, this man might be actually smart. This doctor might be smart as hell. He was like, so Sherlock decided he was gonna follow this man because he had went around and the people was like, oh, every day this man leave at this time, whatever. And so Sherlock decided to follow him and see where he went every day. And so, Sherlock was on a bike where this man had his horse and buggy. But Sherlock is fit when he's not, he's fit. He does things. He on his grind. So he was pedaling it, but he stayed far enough away to where this man technically shouldn't have seen him. But eventually, at some point, he came around the corner and that man was sitting there and he was like, let me tell you something. You need to stop following me. I know you following me. Why don't you just go ahead and go ahead of me? Because I see you. I see you. I see you, sir. I see you. Scott, I see you. I see y'all. I see you. And so Sherlock was like, I had to keep on pedaling because the man had caught me. So the next day in the mail, here come the mail. And there's a letter in there from the good doctor. They already told him, I don't like you and I don't got time for you. And he put him out like Martin be putting people out, his house. He told him to get to step. So this is what the letter said. Sir, I can assure you that you are wasting your time in dogging my movements. I have, as you discovered last night, a window in the back of my carriage. And if you desire a 20-mile ride, which will lead you to the spot from which you started, you have only to follow me. He basically said, baby, if you want to get your steps in for the day, come follow me because you ain't going nowhere. You want to be a hamster on the wheel? Come follow me because you ain't going nowhere. Period. In old English. Meanwhile, I can inform you that no spying upon me can help in any way, Mr. Godfrey Stratton. And I am convinced that the best service you can do to that gentleman is to return to London and report to your employer that you are unable to trace him. Your time in Cambridge will certainly be wasted. Faithfully yours, Leslie Armstrong. That's the name of the doctor. I didn't write the name down, so I forgot him, and I didn't tell him to. Thank you, ADHD. So, Sherlock was like, this dude is serious. He might be on to me. He might be on my level. But no. So Sherlock leaves again. We kind of just sitting there chilling down to the Cambridge. And all of a sudden, we go to sleep. We wake up. Watson wake up. And I'm just going to read what happened. We got a crackhead moment, y'all. Got a crackhead moment. I was horrified by my glimpse of Holmes next morning. for he sat by the fire holding his tiny hypodermic syringe. I associate that instrument with the single weakness of his nature, his crackhead, his crack. And I feared the worst when I saw it glittering in his hands. He smiled at my expression of dismay and laid it upon the table. No, 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 my dear fellow. This is no cause for alarm. He even knew he was about to be a crackhead. Sherlock like, oh, no, I'm not doing that no more. As he puts his pipe away. It is not upon this occasion the instrument is of evil, but will rather prove to be key, which will be the key which will unlock our mystery. On this syringe, I base all my hopes. I have just returned from a small scouting expedition, and everything is favorable. Eat a good breakfast, Watson, for I propose to get Dr. Armstrong's trail today. And once I'm on it, I will not stop for rest or food until I run him to his burrow. Period. Sherlock said, baby, I'm not a quitter, baby. I'm a winner. And that's why we on his team, period. So anyway, so what we find out is, so Watson goes and eats his breakfast. And what we find out is Sherlock, in that syringe, he did not have heroin or whatever his stuff, whatever he likes to do. He didn't have no drugs in them. What he had in there was anise seed. And he squirted it on the tires of Armstrong, the doctor's stagecoach. He just squirted it on the tires. And what he did was he went and got him a dog. Like a bloodhound type dog. The anise seed that he squirted on there, they can smell it like from like miles away. I guess he did his research. That's what happens when you do your research. Do y'all research, honey. Use ChatGPT. So anyway, so he squirted it on the tire. He was like, eat your breakfast because, baby, we ain't stopping. He took that dog out and they were on the trail. That dog was smelling where them tires went. And everywhere them tires went, there goes Sherlock Holmes and that dog. Until they got there. They finally got to the house. Now they had to duck in the bushes and hide and wait for the good doctor to leave. Because the doctor was there at that time because they were trailing him, right? And so they get there, they wait for him to leave. He finally pulls out and goes. And so they get to the window and they peep it in and they're like, girl, what is going on? Because all they hear is this wailing and crying and screaming. And they're like, what in the hell is going on? Somebody in there sad as hell. So they go in. They go in and they walk into the room. They follow, the crying. They go up the stairs and they walk into the room and they see a young man crying over a beautiful woman's body. And Sherlock goes to talk to him and he's like, hey, he was like, are you, the guy we've been looking for? He says his name. And the guy's like, yeah, but he was like, y'all got here too late. She's gone. Like, she's unalived. Like, she just passed away. And so Sherlock, it finally clicks to him. Like, oh, this man ain't kidnapped. This man willingly left. There was no kidnapping involved. And so the doctor comes back and he was like, I just went to go do something. And then here you are bothering this young man. I told you, when I told you to mind your business and some things are better left alone, this is what the hell I was talking about. And the doctor basically said, and I wish I had marked it, but I didn't, basically was like, if I was younger and this man wasn't here, I would take you outside and I would mollywop you. I will bust you upside your head for even coming here during this time while this young man is grieving. And Sherlock was like, hold up, my man. Hold up, bruh. That's what the kids say. Hold up, bruh. Hold up, man. He was like, I did not know. Like, I know I'm a detective and I know I'm nosy, but I did not know this young man was grieving. And he was like, let me tell you something. The case ends. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't never seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing here. I don't know where this young man is, huh? Call me Stevie Wonder, baby. Call me Ray Charles, baby. Call me Helen Keller. I don't see nothing. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, baby. And so the doctor was like, I'm sorry, I was emotional because this young man, clearly they going through something. She done passed away. He over there crying, he's grieving. And he was like, I was in my emotions because this is a good friend of mine. I was there for him as an orphan. And he was like, you're a good man, Holmes. He was like, I believe that you won't say nothing. He was like, let me tell you what happened so it can kind of clear everything out. So you understand, since you swore yourself to secrecy, since we all in the trust, we're in the trust circle now, guys. We're in the trust circle. Close it up so we can get the answer. Y'all ready for the answer? Close it up. Close the blinds, Scott. Close the blinds. Y'all close the blinds. What happened was Godfrey, the guy who we were looking for, he was an orphan, when he was young. He knew he was going to inherit his uncle's money, but he had to walk a tightrope because his uncle crazy as hell, as we saw. This man was like, if he lost himself, that's not my problem. He grown. Anyway, so he knew he was going to inherit money. He knew he had to play the long game with his uncle. Well, while he was in Cambridge at a time, he was living there, playing his rugby, and he met his landlady's daughter, and he just fell in love with her. That's who was laying in the bed, who had passed away. He met the landlady's daughter and he fell in love with her, and he absolutely could not live without her. So he married her, but he had to keep it from everybody. Like nobody could know because his uncle 80. So they were just waiting on everything to, for him to kind of unalive. And then, he could announce his marriage to her. But he knew that if his uncle found out that he was married to her, who she was just like a regular woman, I don't know why that mattered. But if he married her and the uncle didn't approve of her, he would disown him. So he had to keep her a secret. But somewhere along the line, she ended up getting consumption, which we know today to be tuberculosis. She ended up getting tuberculosis and she passed away from it. He left the game early. He left. That guy who came was the doctor telling him, like, hey, she is not going to make it. Like, she is on her last leg, baby. She on her way out of here. Like, she maybe got tonight. So he knew he had to go. And that's why he was pale and he was scared. And when the guy was like, when the letter said stand up for us, it meant like, hey, your wife is about to pass away. You need to get here like right now. Like yesterday. To hell with the game. She going and she wants you here to see her off. So Sherlock was like, we ain't see nothing. We ain't see a damn thing. We gonna act like we never took this case. We gonna get that money from that uncle though. And we So with that concludes the story. The man disappeared because he had to go tend to his wife who had TB and she was transitioning on. R.I.P. to her. What you got, Scott? Any lessons learned?
If I have a lesson learned on that one.
I had no lesson learned. Like, you know what? If you find out that you bump into something that's really personal and private to people, do like Sherlock. Keep it, just let it be. Let them tell their own tale. That's like the only lesson learned I would have for that. We're not done. We got to get our Scooby snack on. We got to get our Scooby snack. Scooby snack. Scooby snack. Okay, what you in the mood for, Scott?
Surprise.
Scott, you always say that.
Well, I didn't know what's there.
That's because you don't ever check in on what we're doing.
I want to be surprised.
Oh. Okay, well, let's try this one. This is different. I got our Scooby snack, y'all. Okay, we are trying salted egg lays. Ooh, that didn't go all the way well. It's a limited edition. Are you ready, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all go to the Asian store. Y'all know the Asian store, my jam. Ooh, it smells weird. It smells really kind of different. I don't like it. I don't even know what happened. It has like the weirdest taste.
It's definitely interesting.
It is so interesting. I don't even know what's happening in my mouth. If you want something that tastes weird, like for real weird, I can't even describe the taste. And I can't even tell you if it's a good or bad weird.
Yeah, it's not like offended by the taste, but
It's definitely different. If y'all want some different tasting, something different, if y'all want something that's not a good or bad weird, it's a mouth journey. Like you are journeying, baby. I don't know where the journey gonna take you. It's still journeying in my mouth right now. Get salted egg lays. They may not even have anymore because it's limited time edition, and I don't remember when I brought them. Period. But look it up. But this is weird. I don't even know how to describe it. Have a good time. You're welcome. You want another one?
no, I'm good.
Okay, well, we're going to end it here, Well, hope y'all enjoyed. And from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace and the love and the happiness. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back hopefully next week. Oh no, we'll be back on the weekend, but not Sunday because we got guests coming in. So we'll see y'all later. Oh, and then it's going to be the 4th of July soon. So yeah, we'll be back, but not Sunday. Okay, with that, I bid you guys adieu. Bye. We'll see y'all next weekend briefly.